Guys, stop procrastinating and letting your knives get so dull.
Look how they mess with my book.
Getting started with knife sharpening can be an intimidating process. There's a lot of mystique around how it works and how it gets done. I've got 5 tips I'm gonna go through with you to make your life a whole lot easier. Let's start by demystifying what knife sharpening really is. There's a lot of information out there and some really strong opinions out there about how you should sharpen a knife. What it really boils down to is simple geometry. You are trying to create an apex along the edge of your knife that comes to a point. As you use your knife, that apex breaks down naturally and eventually starts to look more like a flat spot on the top of your knife rather than a point. Your job is to bring that back to a point. To do that, you need to go in and remove some material. We start by sharpening one side of the knife at a time. Sharpen one side until you've removed enough material to create what will be a new point, and then repeat that process on the opposite side. How many abrasives or grits do you need to get a knife sharp? There are a lot of different options out there when it comes to choosing a knife sharpener, and some of them have up to 7 abrasives. We sell kits like that, and there is a benefit to that, but for getting started, you really only need 2. The 2 stones you need are a coarse and a medium to fine abrasive. The coarse is going to do the heavy lifting. It's going to go in and reshape your knife, putting in a new apex. Once you're done with that coarse stone, you'll want to go in with the medium to fine stone, remove the burr that may be left, and refine that edge to your liking. This will leave typically a toothy edge, similar to what you see from factory. So if you want to get your knife back to factory sharp, all you need are those 2 stones. Don't get hung up on angles. Knowing what angle to sharpen your knife to is important, but when you're first starting out, don't get hung up on it. Any respectable knife steel out there will hold an edge anywhere between 15 and 25 degrees. Your job is to make sure you're being consistent in holding that angle when you sharpen. So how do we create that consistency? The first thing you want to do is use an angle guide. As you make those strokes, you want it to be repeatable. So you can use guides that are built into some sharpeners or even an everyday object like a matchbook or some quarters to create a platform to repeat that pass. The next thing you want to make sure is that you're not pushing too hard. Let the abrasive do the work. You don't want white knuckles. Smooth passes make for consistent passes, so use light pressure. Let the abrasive do all the work to remove that material. When you first get started sharpening, make your life easy and choose a knife that's easy to sharpen. Not all knives are created equal, and some of the geometry on some knives makes sharpening a little more difficult, along with the type of steel they might be made out of. I recommend starting with a thin-spined kitchen knife, like most Japanese knives. Kitchen knives are typically a softer steel, so as you go through the sharpening process, it'll be easier to create that burr and then refine that edge down, making success a lot easier as you start learning how to sharpen. Once you got your confidence up on the easy knife, then you'll be ready to move on to some of the other knives that are out there. Knives that have some complicated geometry, knives that are built with super steels that can be hard to sharpen, or even thicker bladed knives can be a challenge. Take your time, make sure you use consistent, repeatable strokes, and know that this is just going to take a little bit longer with some of these knives, but the rewards will be there. Guys, stop procrastinating and letting your knives get so dull. One of the worst things you can do is let your knife get really dull. It just turns into more work. You have to remove more material from your knife than is necessary to get it back to sharp, when really all you need to do is maintain it regularly. Hopefully these tips give you the confidence to go in and maintain your knives more often. Regular maintenance on your knives is a win-win-win.
Win-win-win. No.
It's easier on you, it's easier on your knife. By maintaining them regularly, you don't have to sharpen as often, and you don't remove as much material from your knife. Win, win, win. If you're still watching this video, thanks for making it all the way to the end. If you've got questions or I wasn't quite clear about something, leave a comment down below. Love getting in there, answering your questions. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe. We've always got more tips and tricks when it comes to sharpening. Thanks for watching, guys.